Hello and welcome to Brodual. This time we have two mods for you by the name of Spell Charging and Spell Chaining. These are two separate mods that aim to make magical combat more effective and interesting, as well as opening the way for spell sword type characters. First we'll start with Spell Charging, which is the core of the two mods and required if you want to use Spell Chaining. As you can probably guess from its name, Spell Charging is a mod that adds the ability to charge your spells in the game. Unlike in the vanilla game, where you can charge a spell but receiving nothing in return, the mod will give you the ability to increase your spell's effectiveness or duration by holding down the spell key. As of right now, to begin charging, you just need to read the spell tome you automatically get in your inventory. Each charge of a spell takes a certain amount of mana and time, which depends on the type of spell and how skilled your character is in the magical arts. It also works as you'd expect it to, so the weaker spells can be charged easily, and if you're a master mage, then you'll charge your spells faster than a novice. Charging also comes with small visual and audio effects, so you can easily count each charge, which will be especially helpful later if using the Spell Chaining mod. With mods that add new mechanics to combat, like this or Ultimate Combat, an important part is balancing. From our testing, we personally felt that the increased mana cost and the time spent charging means the system isn't overpowered at all. In fact, the amount of extra damage gained from charging could almost just be dealt if you use the spell as fast as possible. It also gives you the incentive to increase mana regen and your total magicka, which will directly affect how powerful you can make your spells. Although there is a limit, so you can't just charge them indefinitely. Another thing to note is that NPCs don't take advantage of the system, which we think would be an interesting feature for the future. The true potential of charging isn't unlocked until you add the Spell Chaining mod. This is a mod that lets you take advantage of charging your spells so you can unleash them in more focused and powerful ways. So for example, you can chain the different elements together by charging the energy from one spell and then unleashing it through another. A more specific example is charging a fire spell 7 times and then unleashing it through a lightning spell, to create an entirely new spell enhancement called Internal-Combustion, which comes with unique visual and audio effects when it hits your enemy. The mod adds several combinations that span across the 3 elements and various charges. So some only need 2 to 3 charges, whereas others will need 6 or more. The mod adds a book to the game that's automatically added to your inventory. Inside it will outline all of the potential chaining spells, so that's definitely worth looking into before heading into combat. Another feature added by the mod is called Absorption, which lets you store the energy from charged spells inside of your body. To do this you just need to charge a spell and then put your hands down. This is especially helpful for spell sword characters because it means you can actually use both spells and melee weapons at the same time. So while you're swinging your weapon, you can charge your spell at the same time. You can then absorb that energy and unleash it through your weapon, dealing an increased amount of elemental damage depending on the energy stored. On top of that, the mod enhances spell sword characters further with a new blocking mechanic when wielding weapons and spells at the same time. So overall, spell charging is the core of the mod, but its potential isn't fully unleashed until you install the Spell Chaining mod. These two mods were actually released just a few days ago and slipped past most people's radar, but we think they're definitely worth a go and we're sure a lot of you will enjoy the features. From our testing over 3 to 4 hours, we did find a couple of issues, mostly with Absorption not storing correctly. But this only happened 3 times in at least 3 hours of play, and it always fixed itself when I removed any equipped spells, so it's not too much of an issue. In terms of compatibility, you shouldn't have any issues, and it should even work with new spells added by other mods. So if you're interested in giving them a go, then you can find links down below, and as always be sure to leave an endorsement on any mod you enjoy, and thanks for watching.